Hey Cancers, welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well. Cancers, we have the Kiss, the Creator, the Forest, the Eternal Child, the Crone, the Animal, and the Storm. I don't know, the Storm just really doesn't feel like a present energy to me. Obviously, take what resonates, leave the rest, and take it how it resonates. But I just feel like where there had been so much confusion before, there's clarity. I just feel like there's clarity, but I think part of it, and I don't know, Cancers, but I feel like as a nurturing sign, right? As a sign that loves, you know, children and family and home. You know, like there's a part of you. I mean, I loved when my boys were little, you know what I mean? Because I was just like on the ground playing, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of like, and you have this childlikeness to you that I think oftentimes is confused with, you know, like an incapability, right? We live in a society that glorifies agedness and, you know, like I did this and I created this and I worked for this, right? And absolutely 100%. If you work for something and you created something, you know, like fantastic. But just because you're working for something and creating something doesn't mean that you should lose your childlike enthusiasm. And I feel like there's an idea here of being attacked for having a childlike enthusiasm. Get your head out of the clouds. You need to exist in reality. You need to recognize who you are. You need to know where you came from. You need to know, you know what I mean? Like, you need to acknowledge your limitations, right? And when people are aggressive with their, you know, like, it can cause a lot of confusion. It can make you feel like you're not sure you're looking in the right direction, right? And yet, I feel like there's this loyalty to an idea of something that you want to create that maintains your childlike enthusiasm, while also pulling on the awareness that you've acquired through all of the many storms that you've encountered. You know, because it's never just one person in your life who, like, if you have an energy that you're drawn to, you draw that energy to you in every arena of life, right? So, like, say you grow up in an abusive home and you're, you know, raised by a narcissist who gaslights everything that you do and makes sure that you know that nobody will love you and nobody will care about you. Okay, so then what do? You grow up and you attract people who make sure that you know that nobody will ever really love you, and the only reason you have any value is because they say so. And do you know what I mean? And you go out into the world and you attract people like that. And it's like, and if that's not your wound, you know, like, insert your wound and watch the cycle play itself out. But I do feel like, however that's playing out for us as an individual, there is an idea here of not losing our childlike enthusiasm. Instead, pulling on little you and big you to create everything it is that you intended to create. That I think other people wanted to say, you can't do that. And let me tell you all the reasons why. Then you have the Forest and the Kiss. For some of my Cancers, I think this is going to play out a couple of different ways. So, you know, take what resonates and leave the rest. For some of y'all, for some of us, I don't know, either we are going to head in a new direction and we're going to meet somebody on our way out. You know, like somebody in the forest, or we're going to meet somebody who, or we've already met somebody, I don't know, again, it'll play out differently for all of us, who's going to move forward with us in this new direction. And I just feel like, I mean, the Kiss is my favorite relationship card, hands down, because it's that idea of intimacy where, like, all I have to do is reach out my hand and I know that you're there. You know what I mean? Like I know that I will be okay because I am not in this alone. And there's such a sense of intimacy in that level of trust with another person. And I feel like you can trust in this person because they engage with your childlike enthusiasm and stand next to your experience and awareness in life. Because if you can't play and you just want to dictate, then you're no fun. And I feel like Cancers, we've had just like this intense period in our lives where it's like work, because that's what you're told you need to do, and you need to recognize who you are and all of your limitations, and you need to stand down, and you need to like understand how unvaluable you are unless another person gives you that value, right? I think we've pulled away from that and allowed for ourselves to have the opportunity to re-engage with the playfulness of life, in a way where it's like, okay, I just feel like this sense of like, I've come back together again. I'm a whole version of me. And I love that. I love that so much, because I know, like, even when I ended up in Portland, everyone that I met, I would just say, like, I would just apologize to them, and they would be like, why? And I'm like, because I'm not myself, and I don't know who I am. And I don't know what that means, but I feel like you're getting a really dulled down version of me, and I don't, there's nothing I can do about it, but acknowledge the fact that I see it for what it is, but I don't understand it. You know what I mean? And experiencing really like severe post-traumatic syndrome, memory loss, and anxiety and depression, and you know what I mean? And knowing that like I need to work to get my way back up, but like maybe I really do need to acknowledge all of my shortcomings and see how insignificant I am. And so like in doing that, like you have to re-engage with that, the child of you, because when you're doing that, you're healing your trauma. And when you heal your trauma, it's like you can come back to life again and engage with that playful side of creating, which I love. Yeah. Okay, Cancers. 7 minutes in. I'm sorry. This is just what's coming through. Eight of Pentacles, the Tower, the Seven of Wands, Page of Swords, the High Priestess, and the Knight of Swords. Well, again, just that like you need to work for your value, and you only have value if I say so. And just like the level of like hatred thrown at you, buckling down, going within, reconnecting all of the broken pieces of yourself, finding your way out of it all. And I don't know if you guys are getting a new job, if it's just kind of, because this is what it feels like. Maybe you're going to be staying in a new place and you meet somebody there. I don't know, but I feel like there's just this idea of really connecting with another person and moving in a completely different direction than what you've ever been in before, feeling very balanced out in who you are, and working with someone or partnering with someone who complements your childlike enthusiasm, your creative, like childlike imagination, and simultaneously honors like all of the hard work that you did do, all of the effort that you did put into just grinding through things. I kind of feel like somebody said that you wouldn't be able to do it, and you did it anyways. And not only did you do it, but you did it with style. You know what I mean? And it's like, the Empress, the Hermit, the World, and the Knight of Swords. Yes, I mean, again, it's just like this. You pulled away, you created an end to a cycle and a mentality that enabled you to like pull on the complete version of you, so that when it's time to go, you know it's time for me to go. It's time for this to happen. It's time for me to do this. And I just don't feel any hesitation. You know what I mean? I just feel like when we limit ourselves, you know, with like, self-limiting thoughts, self-limiting beliefs, you know what I mean? But like, well, I have to be serious about this, or, you know, like, oh, I shouldn't take myself too seriously here. And it's like, but when you do that, you end up either taking yourself too seriously, or, you know, or sucking the joy out of something. You know what I mean? And I feel like you've come into a state of balance with yourself that you're not running into the same obstacles you were before. Not to say that there won't be any obstacles, just to say they're different. And I don't think that you're doing it alone. Okay, Cancers. Two of Wands, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Seven of Wands. Well, I mean, this is the idea of parting ways. You know, like if somebody wants to act some kind of way, that's their decision. Now you are making a decision to like part ways from that. You know what I mean? Like you made the first decision, I make the last. And I feel like there's an idea here of somebody making a decision and you being like, okay, well, I've made the last decision. And the final call on this one is that there's like, ain't nobody got time for it. I don't know. I just feel like this, like if you're walking down a path and I just picture someone in the forest and they've been running away from these people who are chasing them down for whatever reason. I don't know. And they're exhausted. And then somebody comes by on a horse, scoops them up. What are those? What are those memes? It's like a TikTok or something, but like the girl's standing there and the guy like just walks by and like grabs her. You know what I mean? And there's like all of these different renditions of it. But that's kind of what is playing out right now in my mind. But you know, like medieval forest style. You know, but just this idea of like somebody, oh, well, that makes sense. Somebody going by on a horse, scooping you up, throwing you on the back, and taking you like to where it is that you were trying to get to, run away from these people who were attacking you. Okay, well, I think that this person is probably somebody you feel very safe with because, again, there's just this idea of really being able to create with someone who I think you feel like you can feel safe with them. And I think you feel safe with them because they honor and connect and align with the parts of you that you fought so hard to reconnect. And I love it. Okay, Cancers. Gnosis. Well, I mean, this is a deep inner knowing, you know, I mean, this is just that like cyclical learning. Like you've gone through the cycle so many times that you finally made your way out. And, you know, I just think of, you know, one of my favorite Bible verses, and it's such a simple one, but, you know, ask and you shall receive, seek and you shall find. And I feel like there's just been this, I've been asking, I've been seeking, but it's like, but you weren't ready to find it. You weren't asking the right questions. You know what I mean? And it's like, once you finally figure out the right questions to ask, you can figure out how to bring things back together again. And when you can bring things back together again, you finally seek, you know, you finally receive what you've been seeking. You're finally finding, you know, or receiving what you've been asking for. You know what I mean? That's what this feels like. And I fucking love. All right, Cancers, I hope so very much that this resonates with us. Thank you for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if it does. And I will see y'all again soon. Bye.